this place that we once have called our home. Think about life and the courses it takes. Why do we feel so alone? Won't you come sit next to me? I'll let you know I'm crazy. Maybe one day in the end we'll be friends. Maybe one day we'll be okay. Watch me fall away.
Nowadays, more and more youth have the opportunity to decide what programs get funding, but what exactly does youth philanthropy mean to nonprofit organizations in Tucson? That's a question we'll be answering tonight. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another special live edition of Snap Back. I'm Andres Cano. Let's share some facts with you before we go to our show. According to the Youth Service America website, every year teens contribute over 2.5 billion hours of service to society. Research also shows that 70% of young people ages 15 to 21 have participated in activities to help strengthen their community at some point in their lives. And last but not least, teenage service is worth $34.3 billion to the U.S. economy. Joining me today in the studio are several members of local youth philanthropy groups. This means that they are members of youth groups that grant money to nonprofit organizations here in Tucson. The first person to talk to us today is Annie Pinsky, and Annie joins us from Every Voice in Action's youth crew. Welcome to the show, Annie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Let's start with the basic. How long have you been involved in grant making?
Well, I just started on the youth crew this year, but I started it a little bit. I learned about it from City High School last year. It came to our school, so.
Great. Tell us a tiny bit more about what the youth crew does.
Well, we're involved with youth philanthropy, as you said earlier. So we pick a grant round topic and we decide who we want to give money to in the community, and we have $50,000 to give away and hopefully make a difference.
Now, I know that the entire process for a grant round lasts about a year. Can you describe this process for us?
Well, we start off getting chosen, and there's 14 of us, and then we go on a retreat. This one is at the Triangle Y Camp, which is up in Oracle, and it lasts a weekend, and you go there and you just do a whole bunch of team building activities and trust activities and learning how to work together and just learning the basics of philanthropy.
Right.
And that was a great time. I loved every minute of it. And then you come back and you pick your topic. And then we just got back last month from our second retreat, which was kind of like the final things you needed to learn about philanthropy.
Tell us a tiny bit more about, like, how do you go about, like, when you're, is it every year that Every Voice in Action has a topic they want to target? And how do you decide, you know, what are we going to focus on this year? Yeah,
every year there is a new topic for the youth crew, and it does change every year. And the youth crew is the one that decides, so it is not Every Voice in Action that's deciding, it's the 14 children that are on that crew for the year. And this year we decided on discrimination, and that's a really long process that you go through.
Right.
You know, you start with everything that's a possibility, and we gave out mass surveys to the public, to whoever we wanted to. It could be adults, but mainly we focused on other teenagers in the community. And then we got all the surveys back and did a data table so we could see the statistics.
Right.
And then we saw it was popular, and then we had weeks and weeks of discussion and deliberation, and then we finally decided on our grant round topic.
So tell us, so you have the, so it's discrimination, that's what you're focusing on. Why discrimination?
Because it's really a topic that I think affects anybody and everybody, whether you know it or not. You know, it's out there and it doesn't exclude anybody. Everybody has something that's different about them.
Right. What's how can somebody submit a grant to Every Voice?
Well, we send out an RFP, and
what's that?
That's request for proposal.
Okay.
And so it just explains what we're looking for and somebody who's going to be submitting their request form, and we just tell them what we would like them to, or what we're looking for, and they send back the information on their group and what they're about, and then we just decide who we think is most fit for our money.
Okay. Now, I know that the requests for proposals are due pretty soon. I think they're due this month. Do you know anything about what kind of grants are being submitted right now, or proposals?
Well, I know we just sent in our RFP 2 weeks ago, I believe, and I don't know any of the grants that the requests that we've gotten back, but I know that we have gotten a couple. I just don't know the specifics of them.
What do the proposals include? Like, what do you look for as somebody that gives out, $10,000?
I'm really just looking for a group that really, really targets youth. It's very important to me that that's mainly what they're focused on, since we are youth. That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
But I also think it's very important that they include like an education aspect. I don't think that discrimination, or any topic for that matter, can be stopped unless people are educated on them.
I just thought this was pretty interesting right here. I have this, if I can find it, but either way, I think it's actually over here. So Every Voice in Action's website, there's 14 youth crew members, right? And there was this really nice little mention that they had of you. I'm going to try and find that, but either way, while I'm doing that, tell us a little tiny bit more about what Every Voice in Action does. What's their philosophy?
Okay. So, well, what we do is they're a nonprofit organization, and we just all get together, and it's all about just helping the community and making things better. And nobody there is in there for themselves, and it's such a giving environment.
Right.
I love it there.
Now, okay, so now I found my little sheet right here. So on the Every Voice in Action website, it says, Annie is a junior at City High School. She loves rock climbing, hiking, yoga, and is willing to try anything once. Sorry about that. However, her true passion is cooking, and she hopes to eventually become a chef. But either way, I'm asking you this. So what's your favorite part? I mean, this is a pretty cute mention, but what's your favorite part about being part of the youth crew?
Oh, gosh. I mean, of course I love, being able to at least feel like I'm helping the community, which
Right.
I think I am. Even if $50,000 can't go that far. But I really feel like I'm making a difference. And I also get to make friends with 13 other amazing people, and I've actually become very, very close with them. And in a deeper way, a more intellectual way, instead of just like, hey, I know you.
Mm-hmm. Right. Looking ahead next year, when do you guys start working on what kind of topic you want to do next year?
Well, if I decide to stay in the youth crew and I get elected into it again, which I hopefully will, we start deciding at the beginning of the year. So we start again in August, I believe, is the next term.
Tell us, I'm curious to know about that. So that you get elected, but either way, how does someone become a part of the youth crew?
So you send in an application. You can go to the website and you send in an application, and they go through just a regular, process where they look at the applications, and then
Right.
you come in and they talk to you, and they just they look at everything, and they just decide if they think that you'd be fit for the group and if you can get along with other kids.
Thank you so much for being with us, Annie, today. Now, we're going to put up an info page for you guys. For more information on the youth crew or just Every Voice in Action in general, you can visit their website. That website is everyvoicefoundation.org. You can also give them a call at 520-615-2100. And we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk to more youth philanthropists. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.